Hey guys, Nina here, and I'm here to read another fanfiction. And I'll be reading Lemon because I don't have any stories to read, and I'll explain why in my next video, which will be an update video, kind of telling you guys what I am doing. So I'm going to stop blabbering because this is a really long Lemon, and it's a Demon Lou times Reader Christmas gift Lemon. And someone is texting me on Xbox ROL. But yeah, I'm going to begin because it's very long. Okay. A few days ago, you couldn't believe it when your best friend Autumn told you the creepypastas were celebrating Christmas at the mansion. Her and Jeff both wanted you to come, everyone else, of course, as well. But most of them, and well, Jeff's brother Lou. He was demon. Among all things he could have been, it was a demon. He usually ran around naked, which made everyone but the girls mad. Hell, you couldn't even complain. He was really sexy and cute. He had a very nice body as well for a demon, and he knew how to make a woman feel special. He was like no other demon. He loved every girl he had been with. Though a relationship lasted a night, he loved them. He always seemed to be searching for the one he'd love forever and never let go. At least that's what your friend told you. She's been with him once, which was when Jeff was feeling like he should share a taste of his girl with his brother. He looked up at the huge mansion, which you had only been to a few times. It hasn't changed a bit, except for Christmas lights hanging from it along with a wreath on the door. He looked down at the doormat, which was not Christmas themed. You sighed and knocked on the door. You waited for only a few seconds, then Autumn answered the door. Hey, I'm so glad you can make it. She then pulled you inside. Don't want you to freeze now, do you? She then took your coat and hanged it on the coat hanger and closed the door as you looked around at all of the pastas running around. You like it? She asked as you looked around. Yeah, why do you guys do this? You asked, tilting your head. I thought Slender didn't like holidays except for Halloween. Yeah, but it's for Sally, she asked Slenderman and Spletty? I don't know how to pronounce his name. The colorful one with polka dots. He begged and begged his brother till his brother gave in and said yes. To be honest, it reminded me of the only good memories I had in my life as a human. I guess it does the same for Sally, she smiled. She deserves to be happy. I nodded. Yeah, so do you. You smiled. Jeff then walked up and kissed her cheek. Hello, love. He then looked at you. You made it, he then smiled. My brother is going to be very happy when he's seen you made it. Autumn giggled. He won't stop talking about you. He seems to want to hang out with you. We looked up to see Ben hanging a mistletoe above Autumn. You might want to look up Autumn. You giggled. What you talking about? What you talking about? She looked up and laughed. I'm not kissing you again, Ben. You already got your turn. What makes you think I want to kiss you again? This is a special request. He then smirked as he looked at Jeff. Let me guess, Jeff, he said. You want Ben to help you kiss Autumn 'cause she won't do it unless she's under it. And you want to score with her tonight. Damn, you got all that right, he laughed. But yes. Autumn then cuffed his face in her hands. Then let me make your wish come true, She then kissed him passionately. You shook your head and left the three and went to find Lou. You couldn't seem to find him as you looked around, but everyone kept giving you food and presents. Laughing Jack gave you a bag of candy canes, and Slenderman gave you flowers, and Sally gave you a stuffed bear. You got a ton more gifts as well. You then went upstairs to look for him. He lived at the mansion for a while, but which room was his, you had no clue. You listened and looked at the different rooms. Each door was a different color. You then saw a room that looked like Lou's. It was orange with yellow. It matched the colors of flames. You walked up to the door and knocked. A very familiar voice said, "Come on in." You then went into the room and saw Lou laying on the bed. "Ah, come on in," he smiled. You walked in as he motioned you to sit down. You shut the door and walked over to him and sat down on the bed. He then crawled over to you and laid his head down on your lap. I growled. A growl came from him, but it was a low, mostly loving growl. He then nudged your arm, being careful of his horns. At least the non-broken one. You then put your hand on his head and petted his hair, causing him to growl once more. He looked up at you as you looked down at him. You both smiled. Just gonna skip this part. You smiled and he then took your hand and placed one finger on his horn, the broken one. You smiled and rubbed it, causing him to growl and blush. You rubbed him much faster. He growled louder and blushed more. His tail then moved onto your other hand. You blushed and rubbed it, causing him to growl and moan. Your eyes widened as you blushed more when you saw him become hard. He snapped his fingers, causing your clothes to disappear in flames, but they didn't burn you. "Lou," you blushed as you looked at him. He forced your legs open and moved his head towards your womanhood. You kept rubbing his horn and tail as you watched him. He poked his tongue, then licked your pussy over and over. You moaned and blushed, causing you to rub him a lot faster and harder. He then pulled you up as he laid down. You were on top of him, but your head was near his manhood. He put your back end down, so your womanhood was near his face. He then licked you once more. His tongue then slowly went into you. You moaned. Unable to control yourself, you took his manhood into your mouth and started sucking, causing him to growl and moan. His tongue went deeper into you as he thrusted in and out of you. You sucked on him faster as he moaned. As you two continued, you both went faster and faster, his tongue going deeper and deeper. Not too long after you felt yourself about to release, his tongue was way deep into you as you continued to suck on him, sucking as fast as you could, but more hungry. Both of you were extremely horny, and you both know this wasn't gonna be over. You then heard a roar come from him, and you cried out. It came into your mouth, and you released onto his tongue. His tongue slowly pulled out as you pulled his manhood out of your mouth and swallowed. He licked his lips, then quickly got out from under you. He then grabbed a hold of your butt and growled as you tried to stand on your knees. You then got back on force, causing him to stop growling. "We aren't done yet," he growled. "I'm still horny, and I need to fuck someone long and extremely hard." He then smirked and got on top of you and slammed himself extremely hard into you, causing you to cry out from both pain and pleasure. He was way bigger than any normal person, even bigger than all the creepypastas. It hurt, but you soon got used to it as he thrusted. The struts became faster and faster as he wrapped his arms around you. His member then pushed really deep into you. You moaned. Lou only smirked and went a lot faster, but he was far from finished. He went faster and faster, causing you to moan really loud. He grabbed your breast and started to slam into you as he growled. You cried out from pleasure as he did. He went faster and harder as he growled. His tongue licked your neck, causing you to shiver. He slammed into you a lot harder, causing the bed to start hitting the wall. He smirked and went faster and harder. He then growled, "You're gonna be filled to the brim when I'm done with you." He slammed into you extremely hard and fast. The bed cracked the wall from the speed and strength. His speed picked up much faster and his strength increased as he fucked you. He licked his lips as he became a lot more horny. His tail slapped your ass hard as he went faster and deeper. He cried out from both pleasure and pain as he did. Something in you wanted to be hit over and over. "Hit me again," you panted. He smirked and slapped your ass with his tail again, causing you to cry out in pleasure and pain. Again, you screamed. He did as told as you screamed. He then kept hitting you every second, causing you to scream over and over. Your butt turned redder and redder with each hit. He kept his speed and strength as he did that as well. He continued going harder and faster, his tail hitting you harder and harder as well. The pleasure was unbearable. You screamed as you released again, making him roar. He then slammed into you a lot harder and faster, and soon as hard and as fast as he could. His tail kept hitting you, but soon as hard as it could. You cried out from extreme pleasure, and a few minutes after you released again, you felt as though you pass out any second. "Stay awake for just a bit longer," Lou growled. "I want you to be awake till I'm finished with you, and I fill you with my seed." Your eyes widened. "Your seed?" you asked as he panted heavily. He nodded and he growled as you released again. You tightened around him as you couldn't hold it anymore. He roared really loud as he pushed himself deeper and released into you. His seeds filled you up completely and then leaked out of you. He growled, "I'm choosing you to be with forever," he whispered in your ear as you started to close your eyes. "And now you'll have my child." He then pulled out of you and allowed you to fall onto the bed. More of his seeds sicked out. Your eyes shut as you passed out. Then you woke up. You had found yourself facing a lot of blushing people, and once again, horny Lou. And that's the end of the very long and very detailed lemon. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe and leave a like. Bye-bye.